thank the Chamber of Commerce for giving us this opportunity to come and speak to everybody, and I want to thank all of y'all showing up to hear us. My name, as I said, is Vickie Babcock. I'm a county assessor. The assessor's office is an elected position for a reason. Can y'all hear me? Okay. The assessor's office is an elected position for a reason. The assessor works for the people, not the government. He should work as a representative for you in that office, as a watchdog. The last time you went into the office, did you feel you had someone there that was working hard to bring your taxes to fair and accurate? Did you feel when you walked out of that office that you left a watchdog there to protect your interests? If elected, that's what I want to be. Your watchdog, your representative in that office. So thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kerry, and I currently serve as the County Assessor. First and foremost, I'm a wife and a mother. My husband Steve and I have been married for over 16 years, and Carter County is our home. It's where we wanted to raise our family. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration from the University of Central Oklahoma. I also previously worked at the MTech Corporation as Director of Marketing, where I was able to manage a multi-million-dollar marketing department. 3M was purchased MTech, and then I became the key accounts manager for them until they moved operations to Minnesota. Then I went to work for the assessor's office. I started at the ground level. I've learned everything from the beginning. I currently work with all the state entities to make sure that everything is done fairly.
First question, what specific qualifications do you possess that make you the best candidate for office of County Assessor?
Great, thank you. I currently hold a basic and an advanced accreditation through Oklahoma State University CLGT. I'm very proud of that accreditation. We go through 7 different classes. We go through extensive information. We go through a series of testing, and you have to pass those tests to be accredited. Furthermore, you have to continue that CE accreditation through future CE courses, in which I've done that as well. I also think my history of what I was able to do in college. I actually have a bachelor's degree in business administration. I'm very proud of that. I was able to take that degree, and then like I said earlier, go to work for MTech Corporation, where I was able to manage people, marketing campaigns, introduce product to dentists and dental professionals all over the world. So I believe that not only my accreditation, my work history, previous in business, and then as well in the assessor's office. Now in the assessor's office, I currently work with the Oklahoma Tax Commission. I work with them to make sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, those values are fair. I also work with them on reports. We have so many reports that are auditing us and checking us and making sure we're doing what our statutes require the duty of the assessor to do. So I'm very honored and I'm very proud of my qualifications to be your county assessor.
Because we're limited on time, I'm going where I went in detail on my job history, which included bookkeeping and office management. But tonight, I want to discuss the assessor's office. The current assessor has, on multiple occasions, recently published a disclosure stating that the office has no authority to raise or lower property taxes. Okay. I'm concerned about this. Okay. The Oklahoma Constitution, Article 10, Section 8, states very clearly that as of January 1st, 1997, the assessor's office has authority to lower your property taxes within certain limitations without a vote of the people. The thing that concerns me even more is that there was a county in Oklahoma last year that used those statutes to lower the property taxes of its people. So I'm going to ask you, this is what has me concerned. We have an assessor right now that doesn't seem to know the statutes that governs its office. What do I bring to the table? I bring a passion for fair taxes. I bring a desire to know the statutes that will help the taxpayer and to get their taxes as low as possible. I bring the ability to research and learn, and most importantly, I bring a determination and a spine to stand up to those in local government that are trying to raise your property taxes. Thank you.
Second question. Please identify any process improvements you have made to ensure equitable treatment. Please identify any process improvements you would make to ensure equitable treatment. Yes.
Okay. One of the first things I'd like to do is to change out the computer program being used at the office today. The program that's being used today is a free program given by the state. It's badly outdated, and from what I've been told, this is the reason for the computer glitches and the coding errors that you have. Okay, as assessor, it is the responsibility to see to it that that's put within a budget, a decent program that would guarantee fair and accurate property values for the people of this county. So that would be the number one thing that I would do to make things fair. Another thing would be to change a policy that most offices here in Oklahoma, I've been told that the assessor's offices had, and that was a policy that said when a taxpayer came in to protest his property taxes, it would be up to the taxpayer to prove the assessed value as wrong. The tax assessor, or county assessor, works for the people. It should be the person's responsibility. It should be the assessor's responsibility to prove that that value that has been assessed to a property is not only accurate, but it's fair. And if they can't prove it, it's their responsibility to get it accurate and fair.
Identify any process improvements you would make to ensure equitable treatment.
The way that the assessor's office runs is, yes, we have a computer program that does do calculations based on information that we go out and gather in the field. Once we gather that information and put it into the system, it does calculate a value based on cost. It also takes into consideration values based on sales. That being said, we utilize a program that is fair and equitable. And yes, it is state-sponsored, but it's based on the Marshall and Swiss standards that is a national standard of valuing property. It takes into consideration not only the cost, but the sales approach. And this is all important to make sure that it's equitable and fair. We do use a system that is designed to protect the taxpayer. We go in and make sure, with the help of the Oklahoma Tax Commission, the audit, as well as the field reps from the Oklahoma Tax Commission that come in and audit our information. So we do go in and make sure and maintain that that information is correct and accurate. There's no time that no one is ever welcome. They're always welcome to walk in my office and ask a question and to get fair and equitable treatment. There's not a doubt. And I have many people that come into the office on a daily basis and ask that question. And they can leave knowing that they got every correct, fair, honest answer from me and my staff. Thank you.
Third question. Throughout the county, there are signs indicating stop unfair taxes. What are your thoughts on the idea that our property taxes are unfair?
Again, I just kind of briefly went into this answer, but I'll touch on it again, and then I'll touch on something that she also stated earlier. They are fair and equitable. They are based on market value. The statute does require us to value property at fair market value. What's fair market value? What do you sell a house for? What do you buy a house for? What do you have it insured for? That's just a couple questions to help you better understand what is fair market value. Is it fair? Absolutely, it's fair. If I'm going to put my name on it, if I'm going to sign it, if I'm going to be the one that's out there, it's going to be fair. She brought up the point of the assessment value is what she's talking about. Yeah, there is statutes out there that have it from 11 to 12%. I've done extensive research on this very thing. The office has. They have for many years. 12% was the rate that the whole state of Oklahoma was basically merging to. It got stopped by the State of Education several years ago, and it froze everybody where they were. 12 was the percentage that the whole state was going to. 12% is where Carter County is. There's pros and cons to everything. Yeah, you can lower your assessment rate. Guess what? Mill rates go up. If there are changes that, yeah, it changes, but nothing really changes. Your market value, if you had a $100,000 house, it's still a $100,000 house. So there are pros and cons to every aspect of it. And I will continue, beyond a shadow of a doubt, to do what is best for this county, for every citizen that is here in this room. Because that is what is important to me, and that is the oath that I took.
The other night, we had a meeting, and this came up, and people had mentioned that you could know that it was fair value. The homes were appraised fairly through audit, that the office was audited on a yearly basis to protect that, and you could know that the homes were valued fairly. Our current assessor stated in the Ardmore the other day when I asked what she would do differently in the first 100 days, and she stated she's going to continue to do business as usual since the office is running at peak efficiency now. However, the Carter County's Assessor's Office barely passed the 2013 Equalization Performance Audit with a score of 73%. This is just 3% above failing. In school, that would have been considered a C-. Okay? That's what you call a warning flag. You're about to fail. We wouldn't have called it peak efficiency. What would I do differently? I would demand a budget allowing a computer program that can bring fair property taxes for y'all. Not a freebie. That brings computer glitches and coding errors. I would demand inspectors get out and look around the property, looking not only for improvements, but also for any depreciation. And I would demand that it be done every year, not just on your election year. In short, what I would do differently is I'd work for you. Thank you.
1 minute for closing remarks.
For the first time in Carter County's history, we have a Republican running for the assessor's office. In fact, did you know that even though we're a conservative state and a very conservative county, the courthouse is filled with nothing but Democrats in those offices? I believe that it's time that we have elected officials that represent the conservative principles that Oklahomans and Ardmorites have. So I'm going to ask that you join us in making history on November 4th, and that we elect some conservative Republicans into that courthouse. Thank you.
First and foremost, I am honored to be serving as the county assessor. I appreciate and fully understand all my responsibilities to every citizen of this county. I know what it takes. I have the working knowledge. I have the working knowledge of what actually transpires in the office, of how things get from point A to point B. I know what we do on a day-to-day basis to make sure that Carter County is within the guidelines, not just by a little, but every day we are getting better and better and better. I have the right experience. I bring in new thoughts and new processes from previous work history. I'm very excited, and I ask for your vote to continue as Carter County Assessor on November 4th. Thank you.